Hey everybody, I've been out of the workshop for a while and I've come back to this. Better get cleaned up and then we can see what's happening. Okay, that's better, isn't it? Okay, so this is the diesel piston and this is the LPG one. So you can see him. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm filming, can't you see?
Oh, alright, okay, alright. Well, just make sure you clear all this stuff up afterwards. Perkins bits everywhere.
Cool, you might pay me, but you don't own me.
If I did, you'd be on eBay.
See what you have to put up with. Right, well he's gone, so now we can get down to business. A couple of things I wanted to cover off with you first. First one is I've had a huge explosion in subs, and I think a lot of that's down to Lord Mucks 590 video, which he put up last week. So to all you who are new around here, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you find something of interest. And another point that's risen is about the multi-power video. Yes, I have found a multi-power gearbox. I think it's out of a 565. I've got no idea what condition it is, but in the future I will be doing a multi-power, how it works, what it does, and why it does it like it does. So that might be interesting for a few of you. And the third thing was I thought I'd give you a break from your red tractors and have a look at an orange engine. You may have seen this one a while back now. It's been a project on the go for a long time, but we've had a lot of other things going. This is a Perkins 236. Came to me in need of a total rebuild, had a piston breakup, ripped the liner to pieces. So it's been a complete strip down, and it's in here for a rebuild. Right, so some of you will recognise this is a Perkins 236, probably one of the most famous, best known small diesels that you'll find out there, and it's one of a family of engines derived from the 6354, the big Perkins 6-cylinder that everybody knows about and everybody loves because it's wonderful. Perkins had the idea that they would build families of engines, and they'd build different variations in different strokes, different bores and things like that, but the idea being that they were cheaper to manufacture because they shared a lot of parts, they were cheaper to build because a lot of the tooling's the same, for maintenance, dealers and people maintaining these things didn't have to keep so many parts in store. The whole idea was a very sensible idea to make things more easy to maintain and easy to manage. So let's get back to this particular engine. It's 236, again, very, very popular diesel. And this one, well, maybe it's not a diesel. Part of the Perkins plan was to build multiple fuel versions of their engines. So they had the diesel, obviously, they had spark ignition, and that was either gas or petrol, and for American friends, when I'm talking about gas I mean LPG. When I'm talking about gas for American friends, obviously they mean petrol. Anyway, so this is a petrol version. So as you know, that the petrol engine has, or gas spark ignition engines are lower compression than diesels. But we know the block's the same as the diesel, the camshaft's the same as the diesel, the crank's the same as the diesel. The head, now it looks different, but if we look underneath, we will see it's got a flat face, same as a diesel. So how have they lowered the compression? Right, so here is a diesel piston out of a 236, a brand new one, 98mm bore, and this is a 5-ring one, which is nothing to do with anything really. Okay, so you're familiar with a diesel piston. It's got the combustion chamber in the crown there, and we know that the petrol version, or the gas version, is lower compression. We know the block is the same, we know the crank is the same, we know the head has the same flat face to it. So how have they lowered the compression? Well, here's a petrol piston or gas piston. First thing you notice, the crown, the combustion chamber in the crown is much bigger, it's deeper, and it's a little over twice the size. The next thing you'll notice, The stroke's the same, but it's a slightly shorter piston. And if you look then at the wrist pin as well, far bigger on the diesel, and it's only 1 inch on the petrol one. So it's travelling the same stroke as the diesel, but there's a bigger gap at the top and this great big combustion. That's how they lower compression. Back to the block now. Some of you may recognise this. It's featured in a couple of Lord Mucks videos. We did one pressing out some liners and putting new liners in. We did another one where we did crack testing, demonstrated crack testing on the face here, and I think there was another one where we were working with plastic gauges on the fit for the main bearing shell. Since I'm going to build this up as a gas or petrol version using these pistons, it's not going to have a diesel injector pump driven from the crankshaft over here. It's going to have a governor instead. And this is the governor, which fits in there. And driven from the governor is the distributor. And just out of interest, that's also on the original ones of these, that was a Land Rover distributor as well. So I've got quite a bit of work still to do on this thing, but at least we've broken the back of it. So as you can see, we've got plenty going on around here. There's going to be plenty of new content for you over the next few weeks. I'll be working on this 236, getting that up and running. A lot of parts come in for the Massey Ferguson 165, so I'll be going back onto working on that again. Since the 590 video, the Massey 590 videos proved so popular on Lord Mucks' channel, I think I will do a more in-depth look at that, showing you why I bought that particular model, why I chose that one. It's a bit of the history of the 590, where it was different from the 100 series, so that hopefully will be interesting for you. And let's not forget the multi-power video. As soon as I get that transmission back here, get it cleaned up, find out what's what, we can start working on that one too. That's better. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!